So hello, Zsolt. Thank you.
Hi, hello.
Thank you a lot for
I'm
your
happy
time.
to be here.
Yes. So this is my student who has been going through the course quite intensively for the past few days based on our chats and everything about you locking in, as you say, and
Yeah, I've been having my final exams in the next few months, so it is quite challenging now.
yes, but still, still keep going, still keep pushing
Yeah.
because as a lot of people experience it, and also as I tell that the last year of high school is usually the busiest one. Like it's even busier than the first year of university because of so many things that you have to do and applying to universities as well. So yeah, like fulfilling all the criteria.
Yeah, it is quite challenging to multitask everything, and it is quite overwhelming season now, but it will be better.
Yes, definitely. And yes, so please give a brief introduction of yourself, of your educational background, and yeah.
Okay. So my name is Zsolt. I'm 19 years old and I'm living in Budapest, so not in Vienna. I'm not used to that type of educational background. I'm doing the Hungarian érettségi system, and it is quite different from the Austrian version. And I've seen that in the WU's website that they are having an entrance exam and they have other subject materials, study materials, and that's why I seen Maria's course, and I thought that it will be my journey to do that.
Yeah, and so yes, because on this website you have the brief overview of everything, like to tell you the instructions. Okay, for this you do that, for that you do this, and it's publicly available on their website and the link where they also provide the economics book and everything. But the exam,
Yeah, because I doing the Hungarian preparation parallel, so it is quite useful to get a program like Maria's, and it is quite helpful.
yeah, thank you so much for telling that. And how did you find the course? Just tell us a bit about your customer journey.
Okay, okay. Firstly, I was quite shocked that how much study materials do I have to go through, but her whole course is quite easily usable and it is quite informative and intuitive, so you get to know everything, and she helps you 24/7 if you have any questions.
Yes.
Um, I've been going through some practice exams, all the different parts of the mathematical part, and now I have a better knowledge than I had in February or January. That's why I hope I will get a good grade at the WU's entrance exam.
Yes, please do, because as of last year, the percentage that you needed to get in to be in the top 240 was around 82%. So it was for a person who had 238 rank. So this year, please, I expect you to have a percentage of like 85% or so to be in the same range of applicants and get the letter.
Yeah, I will do my best. I'm quite disciplined now, so we will see.
Yes, because the goal is actually to have this interview and then make it maybe like another one when you're accepted and then you're a student at WU.
Yeah.
On
Okay.
campus, that would be like the best
Okay.
progress,
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, and so you told me like before you were chatting a bit, you basically just Googled WU BBE exam preparation and then you just found me.
Yeah. Your customer or student targeting is quite nice because it was the last link after under the WU's original BB entrance exam link, so it was quite easy to find it.
Yeah, I also try my best to have a social media presence. Let's say if you need help with, let's say, more detailed explanations about what to expect or student experiences, I also post a lot on my Instagram and YouTube. So yeah, I make it. I try to make myself easily findable for students who are struggling or have questions about WU BBE or WU in general, because there are also other programs there. So yeah.
Yeah, and I asked my parents if they would like to help me with that program because it's fairly not cheap, and they said to me that it is quite useful. That's why they chose you.
Okay. So I guess also your parents were like on my website, because sometimes I see parents following me or texting me. So I guess it was like a family meeting, so to say.
Yeah, you code them with that free webinars and with that part, yeah.
Yeah, actually regarding the webinars, so what a lot of people might not realize is that there is a lesson at least every week. Now
Yeah.
even more than that, because now it's the second and the third cycle and also the additional webinars. So like at least like 3-4 times a week for me. I mean for me, because for you they join different cycles, but of course. So regarding the webinars, so what happens there, you can also tell because you're in the second cycle right now, so you're kind of in the middle, so to say, of the math topics. So yeah, just tell your experience how they go for you.
Okay. So in every week or in every 2 weeks, if a topic is longer, we need 2 webinars. But if it is a bit shorter or fairly shorter, we are doing one topic in 1 week, and you can rewatch it if you don't have the time for it. Our second round webinars are on the Saturdays afternoons,
Yeah.
so it is not suitable for everyone, but you can rewatch it every time you want, and it is very useful because sometimes I did watch it on the weekdays.
Yeah, because let's say I try to pick days that are convenient for most people who go, let's say, high school. But of course, some people also have high school on Saturdays, unfortunately. Or some people have extracurriculars that they have to attend, or maybe like sports clubs, whatever it is. So of course, it's made in a way that's flexible, so you can join the course anytime, you can catch up anytime, you can watch as many webinars, you can join as many cycles as you wish. Let's say you can join the first, the second, and the third cycle if you want. And
And you can also do the exercises as many times as you want.
Yeah, you can redo them. You can see, okay, what's
So
right.
you can practice as much as you want.
It's like an eternal, mathematical journey from the day you join until the entrance exam. So yeah.
And also the other 2 parts.
Yeah, because what I mean with the cycles is basically the math part is the biggest part. So you have most, like the biggest emphasis is there. And all the topics are covered from like start to finish, and from easy stuff until hard things. Also tasks going like from easy warm-up tasks into the harder exam format tasks, so you have a smooth journey for each topic. But for economics and English, those 2 parts are also something that I cover, and also something that you also went through. The economics part, I see some of it, like 72% progress. So for the economics part, after I read the book, I give you guidance on how to work with it, what to pay attention to, some additional theory, because some things are not as detailed, like the explanations are there, but they're not as detailed as you might want them to be in to understand it fully. And also you have practice tasks, like the easy ones and also exam format ones. So yeah, basically all 3 parts are covered, but the mathematical is like the emphasis of it. So yeah, and what were your like expectations, like when you first maybe saw the website, or when you first talked to me, or before joining the course? What were your expectations about it? What did you think?
That is a great question. I think that actually, to be honest, I didn't even saw or didn't even try the WU's practice materials to get to myself from my own. I just searched for your link. You was quite sympathetic to me, and so that's why I choose you.
Oh, thank you. But let's see, did you expect as many material, like as much material as you saw, or did you expect less, or did you expect more?
I expected that much, or even I expected less. It is
Yeah.
quite a lot. If you didn't even started the program, you cannot see it, but it is a lot.
Yeah, it is for especially for the mathematical part. So in case you have any questions about how it is, or you're wondering if you have enough time to prepare, just let me know. Just you can text me, you can email me, and we can also have a call in case you want to see how the course looks like and like what to expect from it, because yeah, it's quite a large platform, so to say, and I can also put some examples as we talk through.
And there is a huge variety of exercises also, and the topic of the exercises are quite with great examples also.
Thank you.
So you can actually get to used to, or you can get hands-on skills as because you're learning from great experiences or with great examples.
Thank you so much. And so we've mentioned that, yes, you have a lot to cover, but for you personally, is there anything else that you would want to see in the course? Or is there anything that you might like say, okay, this would be a good additional information, or like anything that you're missing, for example, so far?
Um, maybe just a chatting uploaded there regarding to the topics itself.
So like a chat for the topic, like a
Yeah, yeah, for the different topics. If someone has the same question at that the typical part, you just scroll down and you can see that if they had that type of problem, that's yours. You can actually get a quick solution for it if it is detailed like someone else or you by you.
Actually, that's a good idea because I think I can. It's possible. It's like feasible from the technical perspective. I just have to reach out to the IT support team. But that's a good idea. Thank you. Because at first I was like thinking of include like should I include it or not because it can get messy at times. You know, like if you have like so many questions from so many people.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
I think
yeah,
it would be good. Let's say if you kind of just search through what you're interested in, like specifically, like in which question, okay, which part of the exercise or the theory. That's actually a great idea. Thank you so much.
no worries.
And now we're going to be talking about the practice exam that you're about to do, because there it's for the math, like the math exam model that we talked about in our chat. So basically, what I recommend to a lot of students is to practice time management, your strategy, and the way you behave on the exam. Because once you open the WISEflow platform, and once the 17th of June is there, like it will be.
Yeah, I'm getting used to the calculator part also.
Yeah. The calculator is also something that is not it will take some time, right? Because
Yeah, it is quite not easy to get used to, like if you have a real life calculator, and also to get used to that doing the exam online. I think you should talk about that a bit.
Yes, so guys, guys and girls, there is so on the exam you have a notepad, you have a sticky note feature, you have the flag option, you have a calculator, and all of that is there for you to help you out. But it is not as easy to use it if you're not used to it, right? If you're used to pen and paper, like most
Yeah,
students, because I would always write on paper. That's how exams were always in
I
school.
experienced that, so I know it from first hand.
Yes. And now you have to, like paper was invented like ages ago, but now you have to use a notepad because unfortunately you're not allowed. Because if you're looking all the time down, like with the pen, it's impossible to prove if you were just like writing or if you were like have like some formula sheets that are not allowed, or let's say a book or whatever next to you. So therefore you're only allowed to use the screen, like the laptop itself and like what's on the screen. So what I recommend to students, and I also have a calculator on the platform that it's as close as it gets to the exam one, just because like one additional function that you don't need, but apart from that, everything is there. And also notepad is you have to get used to solving exercises with that, because on paper it might be simpler, it might take you less time, and you might have like this illusion that you will do everything fast and it will be great. But once you try to do the same on a notepad online with like typing out or drawing out with your mouse, it will be a bit different and it will take you more time. So that's why I always recommend people to spend a bit more, like save a bit more time for the math part on the exam. And so far, as you went through,
And you can also practice using these applications like the calculator, the whole surface, whilst you're doing the exercises by topic by topic.
they have it built in, so that you get the kind of the exam solving experience, so to say.
Yeah, that's
And
what I think.
yeah, and you, so I think you're around topic 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken, for the math part. In the course, like I think you're on exponential functions or power functions, if I see it correctly in the report function around
Yeah.
there. And so far, what would you say your strategy would be for the entrance exam? So like from the topics that you covered, anything you noticed for yourself, like time management, topic, like which topic you like more,
Okay.
like less?
So now my strategy, if we have multiple choice questions, because all of them are, if you have
Ask some multiple choice, and who means multiple choice will be just like true, false next to each statement. That's what multiple choice is for. So for people who are preparing with Matura, because a lot of people are doing that in case they're preparing by themselves, just know that Matura exercises are a bit simpler. They take you less time to solve. But the theory there that you learn from Matura will coincide with the entrance exam one, with the mandatory topics. So let's say if on the Matura you're asked to draw something or to sketch a graph or to write out an explanation, on the exam you can expect a question that will might test the same skills. Let's say if you know what the parabola, what the graph of a parabola is, or how the graph of the first derivative would look like, but you will just have true and false statements with that. So yeah, so you don't have to draw or write anything on the exam, and also they don't care what your solution was. Let's say if you have the right answer, they will not check the way you solved it. As long as you get it right, you get the partial points. So yeah, so for the true and false format questions, because usually, of course, there is
and you can all get the theory and the knowledge in the topic at every part, so you can easily get to search for it in every topic if it is true or false in Maria's course.
Yeah, you can. There's like a search function for like keywords that you are looking for. Yeah, and let's say you open the exam. Let's say, like, for example, you're preparing now, and you're like,
yeah, I'm doing it like that.
Yeah, and let's say, what would be your time strategy so far? Like, once you saw some math topics or some economic exercises, what is your plan as of now, as of today?
As of now, I can start with the mathematical part, yeah, and then the business, and then the English part, because I think the English is quite easy compared to the other two, because the mathematical part is going to be the hugest part and the most emphasized one, and there to get the most out of with the most focus, and then the business part is going to be that, like, I will try to do as much as I can from my own head, like these questions that are in the course, like you will get to know it if you wake up, or they are going to be as like that, and then I will do the English part quite easily, I think. So I hope I can do the math part as quick as I can, but I won't stress on it. So if it takes more time, then I will do it, because I don't know how they are compared to each part to each. You can say that how many percent of it, but I think I will do the math quite detailed, and then if my time is starting to run out, then I will speeding with the business part, but I hope I can succeed quite well.
Yeah, so actually your strategy is like doing the math part first and then sit on the other two. Also, yeah, because some people have the opposite. They do the other two parts first and then leave time for the math part. So regarding the percentages and like how, like, what's the most important part and what's like the least important part, weight wise, so to say, the economic part weighs the most, like 40% of the exam. So you have 4 points per question. That's why it's really important to understand the book really, really well. And also, I cover additional things like price elasticity or break-even point and accounting in more detail. So people are a bit more used to it, because let's say you have an example given to you, you might not be able to recall it for the formula itself. And yeah, so the economic questions weigh the most, but there are just 10 of them. You have 40%. That's the economics part, and they're usually a bit easier than the math ones because they're more predictable. And then you have the English part that, yes, you can. It's rather easy for most people who have a B2 and above. So you have text reading comprehension, like the reading comprehension exercises. You have the vocabulary and grammar statements there as well. And that part weighs the least, so it's 21%. So yes, you can leave it for last, for the time that you have left, and just go through it. And then for the math part, you have 13 questions, 1 question per topic. Like, you will have it like in bold letters at the top. Is it about binomial distribution? Is it about logic? Is it about elementary algebra? So you can kind of navigate easier. And there you have 3 points per question, so you have 39%. So I would say, yes, your strategy is good. but maybe you can also try to do the economics part first,
Yeah,
math part, and then the English part.
I will see. I will
Yeah.
try to do as many practice tasks with both of the topics, and I will see which suits me better to which one to get started with.
Yeah, because it's so different for each person. Let's say some people
Yeah, it's quite
this
personal
part first. Yeah.
preference.
Yeah, of course. So always adjust the strategy to your needs because yes, every person is different. So for some people, economics is easier. For some people, math is easier. Like it really varies. Because yeah, we have thousands of people applying to the entrance exam. Of course, thousands of people will have different educational backgrounds. So don't. It's like it's not a one size fits all. Of course, there's like general advice.
Yeah.
But of course, yes, it differs. And yeah.
And also how you are going through the practice materials.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and so actually about the practice materials. So as you're going through the course now, you mentioned that you see a lot of progress. And let's say the theory part, right? Were the topics similar in the sense that if you covered them in high school, like let's say you had functions and you had functions here, were they similar to your high school ones, or was it still a bit different?
It was still a bit different because you and the whole exam material goes into a deeper level of theory than our Hungarian system, and we are doing more practical tasks and not that much true or false ones which are connected with theory, but more true or false or calculating exercising with a practical basis. And that is connected to all topics. Like all of the the topics are a bit more theory based, and you also have to know the practical usage of it in the whole topic. So in the WU's BB entrance exam, you have to get a huge variety of knowing mathematical fields.
Yes, it's everything because technically it's a function task. They can give you an equation of a function. They can give you a graph of a function. They can ask you theoretical statements about the function. Yeah, basically you have to be ready for everything. That's why the theory that I write is really detailed, and I also wrote it myself. So it's kind of more, like
before I didn't be studying from theory. I was actually a big fan of practice, but now I have to study like that.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
for you to practice successfully, you have to know the theory before. Of course, practicing is essential. You have to do that. Otherwise, yeah, the theory doesn't make like. Of course, you need to know it, but theory without practice and practice without theory,
Yeah.
like they're two like incomplete halves of each other, so to say.
Yeah.
You make them like into two.
And that is the entrance exam.
Yes, that's exam. Yeah, surprise, surprise. And as many students are maybe like a bit stressed or lost or nervous or struggling, could you please share your like personal, like let's say like if you're struggling with anything or if you found it hard at first, because a lot of people do when they're not used to it. So just so people can they so that they know that they're not alone in this. Like it's what they're experiencing right now is kind of common or so.
Yeah. Sometimes I cannot even understand it from the theory part. Then I just click on ChatGPT and it describes me quite well when I'm absolutely lost. Or I asked Marie and she's always helping me. So if you're lost or you don't know something, you can easily get to help.
Yeah, I've also seen like one person like there was a task and one person just sent me pictures like like asking ChatGPT like explain to me like it's like I'm a 5-year-old like like into the prompt. But for the task explanations and for the theory explanations, feel welcome to just join the webinars and ask me
Yeah.
questions there. We have like hours and hours of lessons with
Yeah, that's what I didn't mention. And
so
this is also a great helping factor.
yeah. And were like the first few topics, let's say when you were covering the topics one by one, did it get easier at some point, or is it still just hard each topic in a different way?
Firstly, I have to get used to that. I have to know more about the theory parts, and from exercise by exercise it gets easier. So in the last some of exercises it's just getting quite easy, but at the start you are not used to, or actually I was not used to that type of problem solving.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, practice makes perfect,
Yeah.
So, and also, just a general question about your application experience. Are you applying anywhere else to other universities or?
Yeah, I applying to another university in Austria, one university in the Netherlands, maybe. I'm not concerned about that. One and the Hungarian universities in Budapest. And the top one is WU. So that's why I chose this program also, because I decided prior to that want to get to this university, then I even know about the other universities.
Well, yeah. So for many people, WBB is plan A. Like they
Yeah.
choose as the first priority, and then the other ones they also find out with research, or like say, okay, I would maybe apply to my hometown. Let's say maybe to stay closer to my family. Let's say it's because for some people it's a bit like it feels a bit safer to stay still a bit longer with at home where like they're more used to everything. But yeah, so you have like as they say, like a diversified portfolio
Yeah.
in investment banking. So you have something here, something there, and in Austria you have two options. And yeah, so thank you a lot.
In international environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Meets some at one point.
Yeah, so then it also takes a bit stress out because let's say if you know you're accepted somewhere already, you have a safe option. It takes it out of the day a bit because the 17th of June, imagine you wake up, if it's your only option, it might be a good strategy to just focus on completely and like yes, put all your time and energy into that. But for most people, stress management wise, it will make sense to have a few options so that you don't overthink statements, that you don't have a brain freeze, and like all this kind of psychological things are a bit muted down. Of course, you will be stressed anyway.
This is a psychological battle basically with that under 4% acceptance rate.
Like a 7 to 8%, yes. Like out of last year, it was like 14 people per spot. Like around 7 to 8% acceptance rate. And of course, it is stressful to hear it. That's why you should always think about different options that you have. And when you take the exam, don't let stress overtake you no matter what happens. If you see a task that you don't like, guess it, move on. Never leave a task blank, never waste too much time on a task. So the exam is not just about your knowledge, it's about how you manage stress, how you manage your time and your strategy. So all of these four things have to come together. And I can help you with the knowledge part, and I can also help you with the time management part with the notepad and the calculator built in, also with some timed tests.
You also have exam simulations.
Yes. In case anyone is preparing, let's say, by themselves for now, or they're like not sure if they're on the right path, they can always take the exam simulation as well. Also, for course participants, it's available at a discount, like at a huge discount, because I'm interested in your acceptance. So basically, I don't mind forgoing some, profit, so to say. That's why it was like two different products. And let's say if you're preparing by yourself, you can just try the exam simulation out. So to have the stressful experience, so to say, so kind of live through the time ticking, like the little timer that you see there, it's kind of gives you a bit anxiety, and then you can also see, okay, how would you behave in a similar setting on the 17th of June in 2025, because of course the date changes in case you're not watching it in another year. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we did quite well.
Yeah.
And that interview created a nice all-around perspective about your entrance exam material.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining and helping out and agreeing.
I was happy.
Then I hope to see you in person and make an interview in person with you someday.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Welcome.